Row here with For the Nest, and this little blue table was given to me by my neighbors. They were getting their basement finished and were clearing out a bunch of things, and this was in great shape, no problem with it. I was originally going to paint it, but the more I looked at it, the blue worked really well with this set of Iron Orchid Designs transfers called the Menagerie. It's one of my favorite. It's from the new release, the 2025 spring, I believe, and the bird cages, the birds, the fruits, the branches, flowers. It's just an amazing set. And so I looked at the color of the blue table and then looked at the different transfers that I had and trying to lay it out. So a lot of times I will actually take the pieces before I peel them off of the backing piece and lay it out to see exactly how I'm going to fit it on my sheet. And that's what I'm doing here. So I was cutting the pieces of this transfer apart, and one of the things I love about this set is that you can actually make the bird sit inside the cage. So I'm holding the cage over top of the bird just to see how it would work. Now the tail will stick out a little bit. I was trying to figure out how to see if there was other larger bird cages in this set. There are a few different sized ones, but I came to the conclusion that I'm sure birds' tails stick out of their cages, even though I've never had a bird before. And I was looking for a smaller bird as well, but I just really love the color of this bird with the table, so I decided to keep it. And now what I'm doing is I'm just laying it out to figure out my design before I actually peel the backing off. And the branch at the top, I thought I want the flowers to cover the edge of the branch so it doesn't look like it's floating in midair. And then when you're placing your transfers down, you want to put the one that's going to be behind on first, if that makes sense. So the bird, I want him to look like, or she is in the cage, not on top of the cage. And so I started first with the flowers at the bottom just to give the table the grounding and kind of give that as just a decorative background there. But then I move up to the birds, and we'll start with the bird first. If you've seen me doing transfers or using transfers before, you know that I like to grab a little edge, and I use the rubbing tool to slowly work my way through, pulling up at the edge and releasing the transfer onto the piece that I'm working on. And that's what I'm doing here. So you can see as I lift, I rub the tool and it slowly releases. It just makes it, for me, it seems to make it a little bit easier. And then once it's released, I like to just burnish it a little bit and make sure that the transfer is nice and adhered onto the piece, that there's no bubbles and that kind of thing. So as you can see, the bird is now in the cage, and I'm releasing this transfer over top of the bird and pulling the transfer sheet up as I go. It just works well that way, and I sometimes pull it towards me, sometimes away from me. It just depends on kind of the way that I'm situated and how big the piece is that I'm working on. Now I wanted the bird cage to look like it is actually attached or hanging from the branch. Technically I should have probably put the branch on first, and then the little opening on the bird cage could have sat on top of that. But I don't think it's going to be a very big deal. Not too many people will notice that. But if I wanted the branch to look like it was going through, then I would have done it the opposite way. But I just placed the branch so that it's touching the little hook on top of the bird cage, and now it will look like it's hanging from the branch. This was a fast project because I didn't need to paint it. I ended up adding one little transfer to the bottom shelf and then put a top coat over the whole thing, 3 coats on the top for extra durability, and then it's heading to my shop. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was an encouragement for you to try the transfers on a project of yours. Happy creating, and follow me if you haven't already.